Hey guys, it's Dami here from Clientele Boosters, and today we're going to be talking about 3 ways to get around ADHD. So first and foremost, I'm the founder of Clientele Boosters, a marketing consulting agency in Melbourne, Australia. We've been operating for 5 years. I've helped politicians, celebrities, SMBs, franchises, you name it. We've probably done it. NDIS, healthcare, e-commerce, etc. And what we're going to talk about today is 3 ways that you can reduce or at least work around your ADHD. So the first thing you need to do, and first of all, we've got to rep the company, CUB, that's our logo right there. First thing you have to understand is your why. So again, this is something that sounds simple, but is difficult perhaps in execution or in identity. So the reason why you need to master your why is because I can assure you, God forbid, if your mother was held at gunpoint, you would find a way to wake up early. So those people that maybe are like, oh, I can't wake up early. No, if your mother was at gunpoint, you're going to wake up early, right? So when it comes to ADHD, if you put, and I'm saying this cautiously because I've taken the extremes of this before. There's times when I've pushed myself a bit too hard and I've actually gotten sick from, putting my back against the wall, especially in my early 20s. But if you can find a way to have an extremely strong why and have a reminder of that why in front of your face, whether it's on a whiteboard, whether it is in your phone or the screensaver on your laptop, if you can have reminders or in the car, constant reminders of that why, that's the first what we call anchor. So in NLP, which stands for Neuro-Linguistic Programming, which is basically a psychological kind of training where you can actually influence and change behavior through thoughts, patterns, and verbal things, etc. In NLP, there's something called an anchor. And an anchor is something that basically reminds you of a certain behavior. So for example, if I make my friend laugh and every time I make them laugh, I pinch their nose, then the anchor, if I do that over, let's just say a series of months, as soon as I pinch their nose, they might laugh because I've created an anchor there. So you need to use and figure out what your why is and then have that anchored around you. For me, every year I have a theme, what that theme is. So last year the theme was Dominion. This year's theme is Sweep. So what did I have? And my brother roasted me for this. I had a broomstick on the front of my phone. But for me, or even as Drake says, subtle reminders are key, right? So the first thing you have to master is your why. And I'm not going to get too deep into my why today, but we can talk about that another time. But one of my whys is I love to be free. I crave freedom, and I understand the levels to why I want freedom and why I want it now, as fast as possible. Now, does that happen right now? Am I free by my own means, quote unquote? Not yet. Am I free at a societal level and, as a person who gets to work? Yes, also to an extent. But yeah, I know what that means to me. My why is strong enough to make me put in 18-hour days for the last couple of years and manage between my businesses 50 to 100 people at 24 years old. So the first thing you must master is your why. The second thing is habits. So again, this sounds really, I'm telling you guys, this is also someone who's also a bit, can get distracted, right? Habits are crucial. Here's what I mean by that. If you know that you're someone that really struggles with distractions or with ADHD, what you want to do is, okay, you can be distracted from 12 to 1, whatever you want to do, whatever. Put it in your calendar, put it in your Google Calendar. You need to actually create time blocks for where you can actually just let yourself be distracted because you know you're the distracted type, or you've identified, quote unquote, with being the distracted type. So for example, what I would do is me understanding that, when it is at night, I am more susceptible to distraction. I create the habit of waking up super early, anywhere between 4 to 6 a.m., Monday to Friday, because Dami knows that Dami is going to be less distracted in the morning. My phone is off. I'm not going to be responding to as many people. I'm going to be less distracted. I try not to even create content in the morning. I try to just do very deep work. But by the evening, I understand, or I do more like extroverted social work because I know that I am of the caliber to be able to, make up for that distracted work in the early morning. So that's the first thing you want to do, or the second thing you want to do. You want to have the why, and then you want to create habits that are actually angled towards your personality and how you are, okay? That's the second. And the third thing you want to do, and this is really important, and I've already kind of talked about this to an extent, but is actually having periodic rewards. And this is something that I've only gotten better and better at, to be honest, as I get older, because I start to learn more about my needs and what I like, and and I'm less apologetic for what my needs and likes are. So an example of a periodic reward is I love chocolate and I love cookies. former fat kid, right? So on the weekend, what I'll do, especially after finishing like a Friday, I'll usually finish my Friday work schedule around like 5, 6, 7 p.m. By Friday evening or Saturday evening or Sunday, I purposely make sure every weekend, nearly every weekend, I have X amount of cookies because I know that that's what Dami likes. Now, that's a longer term reward, quote unquote, in the sense of this conversation because that's the end of the week. But I also have periodic rewards during the day. So during the day, I'll know, all right, if I bang out 80 calls, great. I get to go for a 10-minute walk and I get to watch one 5 to 10 minute YouTube video. Easy, great. Snack, break, maybe get some water, great. If I bang out another 80 calls, fantastic. I can now check on my team's admin, put out little fires. That way I'm not putting out fires throughout the whole morning. And I'm like, oh, I haven't made my calls today. And now we're behind on sales. Now we're behind on lead generation, etc. So it's really important that you actually have periodic rewards throughout the day. And again, you tailor them to who you are and what your wants and needs are. By the way, you see how I said wants and needs, not just needs. What do you actually like to do? What are the small things that you like to do during the day or during the week? If you hit a certain target, maybe you get to see your friend. Maybe you get to go see your girlfriend. Maybe yada, 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 yada. But you need to make sure that you tie that periodic reward to that periodic input as well. So those are really 3 just quick ways, guys, to work around the ADHD. And as an entrepreneur, I completely understand, and it annoys a lot of people as well, but I've been able to work around it and it's helped me a lot, really kind of get things in line. And it's also helped us grow quite a bit, especially when you have 3 companies like myself. Anyway, I hope you guys learned a thing or two. If you like this, click the like button, share it, and comment it. And of course, guys, think mega. Speak soon. Bye-bye.